Hello, my name is Lilian Okibe. Welcome to my channel. A few days ago, someone requested that I should make a video reacting to some of you guys' locks. So I put up on my community tabs for those of you that are interested in being featured in these videos to send me your pictures or videos of your locks. And so in today's video, I'm going to be reacting to some of the pictures and the videos that I received. If that sounds like something that you're interested in, then please keep on watching. The first person's locks we're going to be reacting to is from Locked Up. So first of all, I want to say that your locks are so long. Yeah, super long. I get very excited when I see people with long locks because I feel like it just shows your level of commitment and like your level of confidence in yourself, because I know that like the beginning stage of having locks is not the easiest. It's not actually the easiest. So for you to have made it all to this point where your locks are now like really long and all that, like I feel like anytime I see people with long locks, I'm always like, you know, kudos, like, because I know the amount of commitment it takes to stay on your lock journey to this length. Like you've been locked for like 4.5 years. Like she has been locked for 4.5 years. Like that's a really long time. You can also see that her locks are super healthy. So you can see that her locks are super thick from roots to ends, and I feel like this is really amazing because for many people at 4.5 years, this is when like your bad hair practices and like different things that you did to your locks at the early stage of your lock journey, this is when it starts to show. And from what you can see, like her locks are super healthy. Like they are super thick from roots to ends, and I feel like that's like really commendable. Another thing I want to say is her locks are color treated. I can see that she has like brownish ends, and it looks like her hair was dyed, right? And I know how, like, those of you that always watch my videos, I know I made a video once, like I think it was last year, where I was talking about whether you should dye your locks or not, and like the dangers of dyeing locks. So I know that having dyed locks it's one thing to dye loose natural hair, right? And you know that you can obviously damage your hair if it is loose. It's another thing to dye locks. Like taking good care of dyed locks is another different kind of ball game. So for someone to have been locked this long, to have this length of locks that is dyed and it's still like very healthy and rich, I feel like, wow. That's all I can say. Kudos. That's all I can say. You've done an amazing job with your locks. And yeah, if anyone is looking for tips on how to care for dyed locks, I feel like this is the person you need to go to, because she knows what she's doing. She definitely knows what she's doing. That's all I'm going to say about that. Like she definitely knows what she's doing. I really have no advice to give, to be honest, because your locks are very healthy. Her locks are very healthy, very rich and juicy and thick. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy, and I can't wait to get to like that length and like that stage in my journey where I'm like 4 years in. Like, wow. Kudos to you, Tonette. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. So the next set of locks we'll be reacting to is from Amara. So she says, I've been following your locks journey, and I must say I love how full and thick your locks are. Oh, thank you. By 12th of February, my locks will clock a year, and I'm excited. Though it's not where I want it to be, but it's going on well. I have 1 or 2 locks that are thinning. Below are some pictures of my locks, and would like to hear your feedbacks and advice. Thank you. And so let's go ahead and see her locks. Yes. First off, I want to say that I must commend like how thick your locks are. Like you can see from her locks, you can see that it's like really rich. There's no excess twisting in any way. There's no, I know she says thinning, but like from the length of the locks, from what I can see from the pictures, there is no, I can't see any like major thinning. I can see that the locks are like thick. You can see that the locks are thick. I love it when locks are thick from roots to tips, because you know sometimes what you find with like some people with locks is you see that the ends are thick, but as you approach the roots, like it's super skinny. Sometimes you see locks like the roots are like super skinny, then you have like bulk of thickness at the ends. So far from all the locks I've seen that you guys have sent to me, I've not seen anyone that has that issue. Like you can see that the locks are thick, and you say that your locks are just a year. So I feel like you've achieved like a decent amount of thickness in a year. So I must commend you on that. You said you said that you have thinning. I can't see any thinning like on the locks from pictures I've seen. I can't see any thinning. However, I can see that from the first picture, I can see that there's a little bit of like hair loss around your edges. So I don't know if that's what you mean by thinning, or if it's something else, because from what I can see from the rest of your locks, I can't see anything of any thinning. But what I'll advise you for like the hair loss around your edges is, for a lot of people when they start their lock journey, if you give it some time, if you had like thinning edges when you had loose natural hair, for many people when they start locks, if they give it some time, like into like maybe up to 3 years, a good number of people notice like obvious what is it called, obvious improvements with the hair loss around their hairline. I've seen it like several times with some of my clients, especially if you're someone, because from what I can see, you're not like super obsessed with always having a perfectly manicured look. So I feel like you're on the right track to growing your locks, or like growing your roots to be thick, and including your hairline, right? However, there are certain people who, due to different one reason or the other, they just need a little bit of help when it comes to growing their hairline or growing bald spots in general. And from what I've seen, I know that right now oil has a bad reputation in the hair community, in the natural hair community, but from what I've seen is there are certain oils that can help to speed up the process of healing when it comes to hair loss, especially around your edges, right? So you can look into that. You want to be looking for oils that are stimulating, that help to, because I feel like what people think that oils just magically transforms the hair, like especially if when they're talking about like hair growth oils to help with hair loss, they think it works in form of magic, but that's not the case. You want to get like a stimulating hair oil that works best for you. Like different things, an oil may work for someone and may not work for somebody else, right? So you may need to try out a few to discover which one will work. But when I say stimulating oils, I mean oils that kind of nourish the scalp. And so far, the ones that I've used and the ones I can recommend, I recommend Jamaican black castor oil, because that's what I used to use when I had loose natural hair. And when I started my locks, I stopped using oils because I wanted to see if my hair would do well without any form of oil. So I stopped using oils. But after like about 3 to like 7 months into my lock journey, I discovered that my scalp needed some oil because it was dry and flaky, even though I was not using anything. So I went back to using Jamaican black castor oil, and I used that up until last year, and then I switched to the Okibe healing oil because I had like bald spot around my edges, and it helped to regrow that. So since last year July, I've been using the Okibe healing oil for my scalp and for my edges and all, and for me it works. And I've had several customers that it has worked for. However, it hasn't worked for everybody. Like I've had several people who have bought the oils. It has worked for a good number of people, but it didn't work for everyone. So even when I had loose natural hair, I've even recommended like Jamaican black castor oil to several other people. So it worked for some people, it didn't work for some other people. So what I've noticed with all these hair stimulating oils is it doesn't work for everybody. But if you find one that works for you, I feel like it can help. Another thing I want to say is, from the picture, I may be wrong, because you know pictures are you can't really know everything from pictures, but from what I can see, your hair looks kind of oily. I may be wrong, because I know that when it comes to pictures and like the flash of the camera and all that, your hair may look more oily than it actually is. So I may be wrong about this, but if I'm right, if it seems like you're using way too much oils in your hair than you need to, because from the second picture I can see that your forehead looks very oily from the picture. I don't know if it's like your natural sebum, or what it looks like. You have like some of the oils running down to your forehead, and that's why your forehead is oily. I'm not sure about that, but if that is the case, you really want to cut down on the quantity of oils that you use, because from what I can see, you already use oils, but it's just a matter of whether the oil you're presently using is stimulating or not. So if what you have is already stimulating, then you can just continue, but just cut down on the quantity of oil that you're using. Because what I've also noticed is, when you are heavy-handed with oils, it can actually do the opposite of actually helping you to regrow your hair. Because what happens is it clogs your pores, and then you may start to have it can suffocate your pores basically, and or like your hair follicles basically, and that can slow down or prevent your hair from growing out, right? Another thing is sometimes you notice it on your skin, right? But some people don't really notice it when it happens on their scalp. Like when you have too much product, too much oil on your scalp, you may start to grow like kind of like bumps and stuff, and that can actually stop your hair from growing. So when you are using oils, especially on your scalp, you want to not be too heavy handed. Just put enough that your scalp feels a little bit lubricated, but it's not like super oily, and it doesn't transfer or run down, you know, your face, your neck and all that. So that's all I have to say. But like generally overall, your locks look pretty good, they look healthy. I actually like how shiny they look, but I know that if this shine is as a result of oil, it's just a matter of time before you start to experience issues with build-up, and it may actually be one of the things that is contributing to the thinning that you're experiencing if you're actually heavy-handed with your oils. Let's move on to the next person that we are going to be reacting to, and that is Precious. So she says, hello Lillian. Hello. My Lillian Okibe locks are 1 week old today. I saw the shrinkage from day one. LOL. I love how thick my roots are. So far, I am happy, and I can't wait for it to permanently lock. I'm attaching a video so you see. I feel like the length of hair I twirled around my finger was longer than it should have been, but I don't have the strength to make any changes. So I hope I can leave it as is. Thank you, Lillian. Thank you, Precious. This person is actually one of my students for my online course, and so she started her Lillian Okibe locks like she said 1 week ago. So from what I can see, your hair looks amazing. I know that you're concerned that like the ends where it, if you've taken the course or if you've seen me when I've seen any of my videos on Lillian Okibe locks, and you know that like for the ends we twirl around the finger, right? So if just in case any other person has this issue where they feel like they twirl more hair than they should have, that's not really a problem. Eventually, as you wash your locks, as your locks mature, it's going to blend with the length of the hair, right? If you have a more of like a looser curl pattern, you may see a little bit of unraveling at the end. It's not going to be like super like it's going to unravel and come completely undone, but it may like loosen up and swell up a little bit, and that's what is expected, and that's what you should aim for. Because with Lillian Okibe locks, you're trying to get your locks to swell up and thick up and fluff up as much as possible, so that's not a problem. So yeah, for the fact that from what I can see, like what you twirled isn't too much, right? It's a little more than what I usually show in my tutorials, but this is not going to cause any issue. But I really love how thick your locks, like your starter locks, are. Like they are really thick and juicy. Like I absolutely love how thick they are. I absolutely love how thick they are, and I can't wait to see how your locks progress. Basically, like seriously, you're going to have some like really thick juicy locks from what I can see, because I can see that your sections are, you know, quite sizable. They are not like as super tiny as mine. You know, my locks are very small and so they are so many, but you have a very decent size. This will grow to be very I feel like you're going to have like medium sized locks when these mature. And yeah, I can see the excitement on your face, and it actually reminds me of when I started my journey. I was so excited. Those of you that were like if you go back to see my older videos, like I was so excited when I first started my journey. Now I feel like I have lost that, you know, starter lock. There's this excitement that comes during that starter lock phase, especially if you've been thinking about starting your locks for a while and then you finally did it, and like you make up your mind that you're in this for the long run. There's this excitement that comes, and I can see it in your face, Precious. I can see it in your eyes. I can see the excitement in your eyes, and that makes me very happy because it just reminds me of how excited I was when I started. From what I can see, you've done an amazing job, a beautiful job, and your locks are just going to continue to progress as the months go by and just get better and juicy and thicker. Of course, you're going to experience more shrinkage than what you already have right now. Like this is just the beginning. I feel like with the Lillian Okibe locks, you are going to experience the most shrinkage when you're about 3 months. That's when the maximum shrinkage. That's when you're going to see the maximum of your shrinkage. At 1 week, yes, I can see that it has shrunken, but like it's still going to shrink more than this. So just to give you heads up, expect that it will shrink a little bit more than this. So let's move on to the last one before my battery dies. So the next one is from Newton, and he says, "Hi Lillian, it's Perez. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly." From YouTube. This is actually the person who requested that I make this video. So shout out to you, Newton Perez from YouTube. So I think my hair grows super slow. I've been locked for 15 months and been growing my hair out for 25 months. Should I be worried? I don't use any product at all, not even oil. I just wash once a week. I've attached a file to this email. Thanks. Seriously, are you joking? Like, I'm trying to see where there is slow growth. Like, are you serious? Your hair definitely doesn't grow slow, because I can see a lot of hair on your head. Your hair looks super thick, like super thick and super rich. When I had the intention of starting my locks, it was locks like this that I saw that I wanted to have. Like this, like richness and thickness was what I saw that I really wanted when I started my locks. Anyway, your hair doesn't grow slow. You said you've been growing out your hair for 25 months. Like, this is not slow at all. I feel like I should address this once and for all. Because I feel like several people make this mistake. If you're someone who is more interested in like having your locks be as thick as possible, from what I can see, your hair is getting enough water, and so it's shrinking enough, and that's what's responsible for how thick your locks are. Like, your locks look really dense and really thick, and I can tell that that's from your shrinkage. So for people who are interested in having their locks be as thick as possible, who are not, pulling out their locks in retwist or like interlocking or maintaining their locks, who are allowing their locks to drink water and allowing their locks to just swell up and thicken up, you're going to notice that it's going to seem like your locks your locks grow a little slower than someone who maintains their locks frequently. And the reason why this is so is that if you're allowing your locks to get as thick as possible and you're not over retwisting, over stretching and all that, what happens is your hair is going to be shrinking a lot, and so your hair is going to be locking in a shrunken state. And so if you think about it, you will see that it's common sense, right? Because your hair is always shrunken, and so your hair is locked in that shrunken state, right? That is actually what is responsible for the thickness that you can see. And that's why you notice that for someone like you, Perez, I don't know if you have anyone who started their lock journey at around the same time that you started their locks, but who is more into like having the manicured looks. You will notice that they don't have locks that look as thick as yours, right? Because if you look at this, you can tell that this person is not obsessed with manicure or like maintaining, right? So you will see that person's locks will not be as thick as this, even though it may look longer, right? And so all that shrinkage, that is actually what is responsible for the thickness that you can see, right? So it's going to take a little longer for your locks to hang lower than someone who maintains often. But when your lock eventually gets that length, it's going to look kind of longer because it's thicker, and so it's going to look like you have a lot more hair, right? So no, your locks are not growing slowly at all. This is a lot of hair for 2 years. Like, this is really, considering the fact that your hair is shrunken and is locked shrunken right now, you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Your hair is growing perfectly. Like, your hair is growing really nice. And just continue to groom your locks, and in a few years you're going to see that you're going to have luscious, full, thick, rich locks, and the length will eventually come. So we're going to stop here today. Thank you to everyone who sent in their pictures, their videos for me to react to. I actually enjoyed this video, and I feel like I'm very impressed. When I put out like the announcements for you guys to send in your pictures, I was actually expecting to see like several pictures and videos that I would have advice to give, right? But so far, you guys are doing an amazing job. All the pictures I've seen, like, you guys are all doing an amazing job. You guys know what you want, and you guys like are doing a perfect job. Everyone has healthy rich locks, and I cannot be happier because I feel like the point of me making all these videos and like, you know, educating and all that is so that I can educate people so that they too can have healthy locks. Now from what I can see, it seems like all my subscribers already have healthy locks. Maybe I should stop making videos because like you guys already get the gist. So yeah, I'm very very excited. If you guys want me to make a part 2 of this video, then let me know down in the comment section. If you were featured in this video and you have tips on how you have been able to get to where you are right now, I feel like it would be nice for you to drop your tips in the comment section, just so that someone who is trying to go the routes that you're currently going, you know, can know what it is you're doing, the steps you're taking to have your logs be where it is right now. Yeah, so if you guys want me to make a part 2, then go ahead and drop your comments and send your videos, pictures and videos of your logs to lillianokibelogs@gmail.com. And if I have enough pictures and videos that will make another video, then I'm going to make a part 2 of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and if this is your first time on my channel and you'd like to see more videos from me, then definitely subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys in my next video.